Welcome to another episode and video on my Arduino Mega2560. Right here. Arduino Uno. Right here. And connected through SPI. And fischertechnik mechatronics. And two other fischertechnik motors with propeller, and with some assistance they run for a bit or longer. Now, last time I did an attempt to get motors working, and it occurred to me that in the wiring nothing is wrong. Another problem is that I use two different motors. This is a very small motor, while this and that one are slightly larger motors. And in another experiment I found out that this type of motor can run without using a transistor circuit. So what I'm going to do now is, since this one isn't constantly running while it should, rewire here and then see if the motor wants to run then. So I have to rewire two wires, not just one. One wire will be directly connected here, and fortunately there is room for it. The other one has to go to the ground. Will that make this motor run instantly? Not really. So this will probably have to do with the voltage difference, or more appropriately pulses modulation, because everything is pulses modulated. And this motor, let's shift the camera a bit. This motor just runs and keeps running. And another thing is, of course, that there are different circuits. They are from different points. That makes a difference. So, while this may not be the full solution, I am going to try to make this one run, because this one is an integral part of my idea for SPI. Now SPI doesn't really work yet. It works, but not exactly the way I like, in sending back characters. So in this way it works, but in this way it doesn't. Not the way I want. But this motor should work anyway. And this one is situated exactly like that one. So what if I put the wires exactly the same? Well, I've already noticed that if I put this wire right here, that it works no problem. But that's uncontrolled. It's absolutely uncontrolled. And that is the whole point. I want it to be controlled. So what if I put it together with this wire or more appropriately right in the board. But then again, yeah, that is controlling. So how do I rewire this? That is a good question, and I think I have a solution by moving this transistor a bit. So let's see how that works out. So moving this transistor right, that was the idea anyway. Because I need to move this LED first. Now that is a little bit of a problem then. Not necessarily, but let's see how we can cope with that without stretching everything. Then what I can do is this. That's one thing. Now I have this room free, so of this space free, so I can do this. And now I can experiment, although I have to refit this wire a bit. Hopefully it is good enough. And then I can, no, it's not good enough. And then I can put it right behind, right in front of, depending on how you look at it, right here. That also means that I have to reseat the yellow wire, and that yellow wire should have to go then to the ground. Does this work? Will this work? No, it doesn't. This idea doesn't work. So apparently this motor is too big to do the same trick as for this motor, unfortunately. So what can I do then? Rewire the stuff, put this back to power, and carefully put this back here. Which still doesn't work, of course. Now, and this is uncontrolled again, which proves that the motor works. But remain leaving one question very much unanswered. Why does this work, this one, and why is this one working? Now I should lower the camera. So why is this situation working with this transistor, and why is situation with this transistor working? A couple of very good questions and still no answers. So how to go on? Because this has taken far too long by now, and it did work. and suddenly stopped. I know that last time I looked at the frequency of this port, and I also know that this is one of the issues. Let me reconnect. Let's just see if anything works with this one. Not the way I like to see. Alright, anyway, what's up next? Good question. Back to SPI for now. It is quite well known that experiments not always go as intended. Now I can show two proofs of that. Well, two proofs. One thing is this second motor. It's running full time now. Reason is that one wire is still connected behind the transistor, but the other one I reconnected to the power. So it is not controlled by a transistor now, and it's just running. Is this desirable? No, not really, but I'll leave it for now as is. Then as far as SPI goes, this is a rather quiet oscilloscope image, and there goes the typical part, because somehow before recording this it showed a very nice signal. Signal is gone. Why? When trying to redo the probes here, I had the signal here as well. It's gone. Why? Those are some kind of the mysteries that I am for now unable to solve. And for the record, this is the probe belonging to this signal. And also, let me show. So this is the blue one for data, which showed some kind of signal, and MISO showed some kind of signal, and clock. So this is the yellow line, dark blue, almost black, blue, and the purple line. That's weird as well, because SS should be a negative line, not a bar line. So when SS is 0, the bar should be high, and it is very clearly doing not, because here this is the inverted signal, which is not inverted right now. Why? Anyway, last time I changed this line accordingly to this line, and at the side of the Uno, this is still a big mystery. Why does not, if you put an I or whichever character, it always shows the same, which is impossible unless I am doing something very wrong. But here I get all the signal, the true values. Here I get all the true values, which is here. So if I assign something here from here, so hold on, yep, then I should get the real value. I'm not at all. So what I now intend to do is adding another SPI transfer like this, so I can make two things out of it. Will this work? I have no clue, but I am going to try. And for that I will have to more or less copy everything, but let's start by saying that this part is going to be uncommented. That's one thing. And now I will have to do something exactly like this right here. So let's do that. Alright, I have more or less copied everything from the first SPI transfer to the second, with a difference that I now have a different text here, and I am using a different variable, well, constant, so it's not a variable anymore, but anyway, that's the point. And the only thing that I've kept the same is the C. It's a variable anyway. So next I am going to upload, and then on the other side see whatever happens. And I'm very curious about it. I have set all this, so upload. Done uploading. That means that right now I should see something here. So selecting the Uno, selecting the port, and selecting serial monitor. What do I get? Do I get 2? Test 2. But do I get SPI test? Yes, well, what is left of it anyway? Ooh, I need, alright, SPI test is one thing. That's one. Test 2 on SPI. So they are both being sent. SPI test. Alright. So, and test 2 on SPI. SPI test. Where's the second? Why is the second not being done? Test 2 on SPI. So this means they both work. Yeah, SPI test 2 test. This is so bad. And here, what happens? It gets so scrambled. On SPI The N is gone, the I is gone. And this is alright. But now the other one, what is it? Well, the new line and the 0 are treated normally. There are just characters missing here. But I saw something different as well. And it flows by so quickly that you have to really watch it carefully. Yeah, output SDR new. Characters are missing. Output value new. Output value. What is going on? Is it just too much? I have no idea. But it shows that this more or less works. The only thing I do not like, what does SPI 2 give back? From SPI 2. Where do I see it? Oh wait. I'm just looking on the Uno side. So I have to select this one. And have another look. Alright. Let's have a look. And from SPI 2, 10. You kidding me? They're all 10. Wait. Oh, this is R1 and yeah. So this has to be different. This really has to be different. R2 and R1, yes, alright. Those are very different characters, so that is proven. SPI1, but this doesn't make sense. Well, they are the same characters basically. So I really have to look here. Do I send something back? What? How? I've tried it so many times. To make something different out of it. So A should be a very different value. Now I know that double it works. So let's go back to the Uno. Go back to Uno. Alright. Not responding. Why is it not responding? Alright. I suppose that works. Share monitor. Let's get some camera with it. test too on SPI, but I'm not interested. Yeah, 48. And you see here pikes, etc. But I want to see this. So what is going on here? Why am I only looking at, well, I am looking at bytes anyway, and I'm getting now 2 SPI transfers, so that is alright. But why don't I get here? What is wrong here? The big problem is, of course, for me now that I can't go visit the GCC, the standard C manual, because this is not standard C. This is AVR C, which has some very distinct differences. And how to on from here, knowing that only from Uno to Mega2560 is a disaster. I have to really think about this thoroughly. Final part of this episode. Some rethinking. First of all, this motor. Let me put the camera on it. So, this motor. This motor just, well, it works mostly. This one is not controlled now by this transistor, which does work considering the LED that burns, but it is controlled anyway by pulse width modulation, since this is all controlled by pulse width modulation. So it's not uncontrolled by plus and minus, so it works. This one, and let's see how this works. Yes, this is controlled by the transistor circuit, and it works. Not necessarily the same frequency, but anyway, it works. Coming back to now, first visiting this one, still works. Visiting the other two. No question about this one. Controlled, etc. This one. I lost something here. Yep, this one. So this LED is being controlled by this wire, but this LED is SPI controlled, or yeah, let's put it that way. Still mystery why this one doesn't work as is. So let's put it once again out of control by the transistor. No luck. And now I have to look here, because this one is behind the transistor and in the plus. And this one, the yellow wire is in the plus, and this one is connected directly to this wire. So that gives thought to the idea that whatever works for this motor does not work for the larger motor, which is this one. Transistor is a current amplifier, not a voltage amplifier. So does that matter? Probably. But the fact that it doesn't, the fact that this works, which is 5 volts, gives food for thought. Let's see, is this correct one? Yeah, well, a motor runs when there's either a potential difference, let's say between 0 and 5 volts in this case, or pulse width modulation and maybe some 5 volts or higher. Anyway, this still worries me. I need to think about how to solve it. The rest is working right now. SPI doubled, I'm fine with that. That one works. Unfortunately, still no signal on the no signal anymore on the oscilloscope. Hope I can figure out why. And that's it. So, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Give a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter, retweet and like. Follow me on Instagram and like, leave a comment. Please donate to keep videos coming your way. More information at the start of this video, under this video and on my website. And this is going to be continued.